Hello and welcome to Let Me Hypnotize You. Today we are going to dive into a subject that many people know, but from a perspective that is rarely explored. When you hear the phrase toxic girlfriend or toxic woman, what images come to your mind? Perhaps you think of obsessive jealousy, control, manipulation, and constant drama. And while those behaviors are real and they can be damaging, I want to invite you to look beyond the surface. What if I told you that this so-called toxicity is not the cause, but the consequence? A silent cry for help, born from an old wound that has never been healed. In the next moments, we are going to dismantle this idea, to understand why these behaviors exist, and most importantly, to discover how the root of the pain can be healed. Because the person is not toxic. What is toxic is the pain they have been forced to carry inside for far too long. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Allow your body to soften as you listen. Allow your mind to stay open and your heart to receive a new perspective. Every story of pain has a beginning. Every reaction has a hidden memory behind it. And today, together, we're going to explore the hidden story behind the so-called toxic patterns, so that compassion can take the place of judgment and healing can take the place of fear. To understand what people often call toxicity, we first need to talk about something deeper, something that lies beneath the surface of behavior. In hypnotherapy and emotional healing, we often speak about trapped emotions. Imagine that every painful experience, a rejection, an abandonment, a childhood wound, leaves behind a small energetic imprint. These imprints stay within the body and the subconscious mind, layer after layer, year after year. Over time, they form an invisible wall of pain that silently directs actions, reactions, and choices. Let's look at a few familiar examples. Jealousy that feels overwhelming. It is not truly a desire to control a partner. It is the desperate reaction of a deep fear of being abandoned again. Perhaps in childhood, a parent left. Or perhaps emotional presence was missing when it was needed most. Now, as an adult, even the smallest signal of distance awakens panic. And jealousy rises, not as cruelty, but as an unconscious attempt to protect the heart from breaking once more. The constant need for control. This is not about domination. It is the behavior of someone who has learned that the world is unpredictable, unsafe, or chaotic. Maybe they grew up in an environment where rules changed without warning, where love was unstable, where trust was broken again and again. Control becomes the only way their subconscious believes safety can exist. And the endless drama, the emotional explosions, the arguments that seem to appear out of nowhere, these are not just games for attention. They are the release of anger that has been buried for far too long. Anger from not being heard. Anger from not being respected. Anger from wounds that never had the chance to heal. Drama is simply the body's way of trying to push the pressure out when it no longer knows how to carry the weight inside. Each of these patterns is not the problem itself. They are symptoms. And if we only tell someone to stop being jealous, or to stop trying to control, or to stop creating drama, we ignore the root. We silence the cry of the wound. Take another breath now. And notice how different it feels when you see these behaviors not as evil, but as signs of unhealed pain. What changes within you when you view them this way? And here is where the truth begins to shift. If you are listening right now and you recognize some of these patterns in yourself, or if you see them in someone you love, it means you are ready to look deeper. You are ready to move from judgment into understanding. Healing does not begin with blame. Healing begins with empathy. When you can see the wound beneath the reaction, compassion naturally awakens. And compassion is the first key that opens the door to change. If these words resonate with you, is because a part of you already knows that the weight of the past does not need to be carried forever, that the pain of old memories does not need to define the rest of your life. You can let go. You can create space for something new. Take this moment now to reflect on yourself. Have you ever reacted in a way that surprised even you? A sudden jealousy, an anger you could not control? A fear that seemed too strong for the situation? These moments are signals. They are your subconscious mind showing you where the trapped pain still lives. And here is the empowering truth. If your mind has been programmed with pain, it can also be reprogrammed with healing. Your subconscious is not your enemy. It is simply a faithful servant, repeating old patterns because it does not know any other way. But once you guide it, once you give it a new instruction, once you plant the seed of a new belief, it will follow. It will grow, it will transform. Stay with me. In a few moments, we will begin a gentle practice together, a simple exercise that will help you start releasing what no longer belongs to you. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to relive old pain. All you need to do is allow yourself to breathe, to feel, and to let go. Close your eyes for a moment and allow your breath to guide you inward. Inhale slowly, feeling the air expand your chest. Exhale gently, releasing the tension you did not even realize you were holding. Let your body soften. Let your mind settle. You are safe here. Now bring to mind a moment when you felt trapped in a toxic pattern, jealousy, control, drama, or pain. Do not judge it. Do not fight it. Simply notice the emotion that rises. Is it sadness? Fear? Anger? Loneliness? Just observe it with compassion, as if you were holding the hand of a younger version of yourself. Visualize this emotion as a small ball of energy within you. Where is it resting? In your chest, your stomach, your throat? See it clearly now. It has been there for a long time, but it does not define you. It is only energy. And energy can move. Energy can be released. With your next breath in, imagine surrounding this ball of energy with light. A soft, warm light, like sunlight on your skin. And as you breathe out, allow the light to gently push the energy outward, releasing it into the air, letting it dissolve, letting it go. Repeat this 2 more times. Breathing in light, breathing out release. Breathing in peace, breathing out what no longer belongs to you. You may notice a lightness beginning to appear. You may feel space opening where the heaviness once lived. This is the beginning of healing, not through force, not through control, but through allowing, through compassion. Remember this truth: you are not the pain you have carried. You are not the wounds of your past. You are the one who has the power to release them, to create new beliefs, to reprogram your subconscious with love, safety, and freedom. As you return from this meditation, take a final deep breath in and exhale slowly, grounding yourself in this moment. Know that every thought you choose, every affirmation you repeat, every breath of awareness you take is shaping your future. Toxicity does not define you. The past does not define you. What defines you is the healing you allow now and the love you choose to create moving forward. If this session has opened your eyes or given you a new perspective, remember that you are not alone. Together we can heal. Together we can build a world with more compassion and less pain. Thank you for being here with me today. Until next time, namaste.